How's it going? It's Nathan Hawken here, and welcome to the video. So for today's video, I wanted to have a bit of a quick one, just in regards to what I think is the number one rule for getting started in anything, really. When I say anything, it might be for starting a business, it might be in your current role, it might be as a leader, it might be towards a goal or an outcome. And there's so many things that we kind of need to get done along the way that we forget that there is one thing that we need to do at the very beginning. Some of the challenges that you will find when you want to get started on something, when you have an idea for a business, maybe you want to start a coaching business, or maybe you want to get a new role in your current work environment, which requires a promotion. Maybe there's a project that you want to work on. The challenges that you'll face are things like you'll get caught up with all the things that you think you need to do, like all the stuff that you need to do before you actually start taking a step towards making it happen or start taking that first step. It's like you want to wait until everything is lined up and in place before you start moving towards it. And when I say that you're waiting for everything to be in place to get started, I mean things like you listen to all the experts out there that tell you all the things that you have to have in place, all the people trying to either sell you one thing or another, or all the people coming from different backgrounds and different businesses, different levels of success, different expertise, telling you everything that they used to get them to where they are. And so you absorb all this information, you consume it all, you bring it all in, and then you're kind of stuck in a position where you feel like, well, there's so many things I need to do. Where do I get started? What do I do to begin? As one of the biggest challenges that brings you is a procrastination, if you will. It's almost like a sense of overwhelm where there's so much you feel like you need to do. It actually prevents you from taking that first step, or at least the first couple of steps. And so you find yourself stuck in a little bit of a limbo where over here is the thing that you want to create, or the project you want to work on, the position you want to move into, the business you want to start, and then you're here in your current position, your current circumstances, and because you have got an idea of all the things that you need to do, you just don't know what to do next. You don't know which one to start, which one's a priority, which one's most important. And there's all these things in front of you, and because you get so overwhelmed at all of this stuff, it leaves you in a level of stagnation where you're procrastinating now. It's like, well, there's so much to do, I'm feeling overwhelmed, I'm not quite sure what to do, so I won't take a step today, or I won't do anything right now. I will just think about what I need to do for the next couple of weeks while I understand, or try and understand, what I should actually do to get myself started. And then you just get this feeling of being stuck, being stagnant where you are. And that naturally brings with it a lot of kind of negative emotions, certain self-beliefs which are pre-existing may rise to the surface, and that starts to make you feel bad internally. You really want to do this. There's something calling you to go do the thing, but it's like, well, how do I begin? And I've been there before where I actually start to feel quite down on myself because I want to do something, because I don't know how to do it, or there's so many things in front of me that I feel like, or I've been told I need to do. I ended up reverting back to my own comfort zone, start like getting lazy, start doing the things, or continue doing the things that I want to stop doing, and it just leads me to feel like pretty bad in general. To give you an example of that, this is something I've noticed when I've spoken to people who want to start their own coaching business or something similar, and because it's quite a new area for them, it's something quite different, they feel a calling to go do this type of work. But because there's so many people out there who are, a lot of them are trying to sell you a particular service, and they've all got a lot of good information, and they all implement things currently at their level of success in their business that assist them, that they are telling you all the things you need to do. And as examples, things like, well, if I want to start a coaching business, I need to have a website up and running first, so people can Google me, so they can check me out, they can see what services I've got, they can see what I'm all about. They spend time on creating a business card, getting the font right, getting their imagery right, getting their logo right, and all these things which go with it. Or they're told that they have to start getting into creating social media content and become an influencer because they see all the successful people out there who are selling their own products as a successful influencer. So then it's like, well, now I have to create content. Now I have to become a writer and write posts. I have to do videos, or I have to create audios. Now I have to learn how to do those things and how to film and edit a video properly, and how to write copy and content, how to sell myself online. Other examples I've seen are when you're starting a business, especially in a coaching business, I have to do courses. I have to learn how to coach. I have to learn how to sell myself. I have to learn how to become a speaker or a better communicator, or a better presenter. Tying into that, I spend a lot of time on YouTube and watching videos and how to upskill and learn. All of those things are well and good. There is nothing wrong with any or all of them. The problem is, once again, it becomes a sense of overwhelm because there's too many things to think of. It's like you have to become an expert in all these things. Then you can start going looking for clients, or then you can start working on the project. Then you can start building a team, whatever it is. So what I've come to learn over the years is that there is one number one rule for getting started with anything, and that's this. You've got to start with what you've got and work with what you have. Now, what do I mean by that? Whatever your circumstances are, whatever you have currently in your tool inventory, in your skill set, in your experience, all of these things are powerful enough to help you get started at least. It doesn't mean that those other things that we spoke about before, website, business cards, social media content, all those things, that they aren't going to come into it later. It just means you don't have to do all of that right now. As an example of that, I've had a very similar type of conversation with a lot of up and coming coaches who have gone down that path where they've listened to everyone tell them about all the things that they need to do, like website, business cards, start creating on social media, those type of things. And they've spent months and months doing all these things and yet still haven't had a client. And so when I ask them the big question of, well, how many people have you actually reached out to speak to them about your current service, like coaching? They say none. I learned this also in my sales career, where the unsuccessful salespeople are the ones that struggle doing cold calls or actually getting in front of people and presenting to people. And they spend too much time hiding behind things like email automation, reaching out on social media platforms like LinkedIn. But really, if you want to get started in something, you're typically going to have to do the thing which is going to bring you money first. Now, this doesn't apply to every business. It doesn't apply to every single industry. You have to understand that where you're at and what you're looking to do is going to be different from where I'm at and what I'm going to do and what other people are trying to do as well. But the rule is this: wherever you are, wherever you've come from, and whatever it is that you're looking to get into and get started on, you start with what you've got and work with what you have. So it really is that simple. It's taking whatever you currently have right now, whether it be equipment like cameras, microphones, things like that for content creation, if that's part of it, whether it's certain skill sets, expertise, books you currently have, whatever it is that you currently have right now, you look around that and say, right, what do I have now that can assist me to get started? Let me have a look around. Who's in my current circle of influence that I could reach out to for some expertise or to help upskill or direct me in the right way? What is in me? What's in my peripherals and in front of me right now that I currently use to at least get started? We're not talking about becoming an overnight success. We're not talking about becoming a millionaire within the next couple of months. We're not talking about having a huge social media following initially or an upfront or anything like that. It's not about winning 1,000 clients over the next 12 months. It's about getting started. What you do after you get started is just the continuation of the momentum that you've built from now. But it doesn't happen until you get started. So that is the number one rule. Start with what you've got and work with what you have. If you can apply this today, once you've got an idea or you're looking to do something, you're looking to create a project, you're looking to achieve a project or a goal or desired outcome. If you can begin with that mindset, I'm going to start now with what I've got and work with everything that I have, you will realize that that momentum will build the additional resources you need, the specific resources you need, not just all the other stuff that everyone else is telling you that you need. But if you look at what you currently have now as a tool to get started, and this is the mindset to have, I'm just going to begin with whatever I have now and start, that is the key. The key is to get started. After that, everything else will become clearer. So like I said, this was just going to be a quick one for today. I hope it has given you some value in some type of way. If you have any questions, please leave a comment below and feel free to check out my Patreon with the links below. Thank you so much.